guys, what's up? It's Babe Charmaine, and we're here in new P.A.U Studios in Plainfield, New Jersey, and we have a special guest in the building. We have Reek Tha Ruler, rapper, producer, designer. I mean, he does it all. What can you say? What's up? How you doing?
Not much, maintaining elevation.
Listen, I'm feeling it. What does it mean to be a young boss?
To be a young boss is basically to be an entrepreneur, a young entrepreneur. Changing the game, shifting the paradigm, and taking it from the old tradition and changing it to the new. Our tradition, we was taught to go out and get a job, you know what I'm saying? And young boss is basically, you be your own boss, you know what I'm saying? It was basically, be original and stay yourself, you know what I'm saying? Be original, staying strong, born on solid street, you know what I'm saying? So boss has many acronyms, and like, I'm an acronym type person, I like acronyms.
So did you know you always wanted to be in the music industry? Is it something you always wanted to do?
Yeah, since I was like 6 years old. Just watching my uncle and watching him work in the basement and stuff like that. Yeah, like, I was always, my family was like really musically inclined. Like a lot of different people in my family do music. But my uncle was like the main one that does music. In my direct family, my immediate family, and like, he was real big and real heavy influence in my music career, because just watching him produce and watching how he was producing other artists, and they would just have that energy.
So why do you think it's necessary to own the rights to your music?
The first rule of business is equity. It's about ownership. You know what I'm saying? If you don't own your music, then you don't, like, what's the purpose of making art if you don't own your art? You know what I'm saying?
Okay. What is your non-musical talent?
Non-musical talent? I do design work, graphic design, make clothes.
Shout out your clothing line, let me hear about it.
Clothing line is ybclothingco.com. You can get windbreakers, hoodies, custom clothes, t-shirts, and we got a whole bunch of different flavors on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how important is teamwork?
Teamwork is very important. As human beings, we are not meant to be independent. You know what I'm saying? We're meant to coexist with each other. If you were the last person alive, like, how would you even exist? Like, if you couldn't do certain things, like, so we all the same person to a different degree, a different perspective. There's always somebody who has something that you don't have, or there's somebody who knows something that you don't know. So there's always a best knower, or just somebody who knows best in the community. So sometimes you gotta humble yourself and know that you don't know everything. You have to gain information from somebody else. Everything is a learning experience, so teamwork is definitely vital in building an empire or building anything. You get what I'm saying? And if you're building a government, you can't build just a school without an army to protect you. You can't just build a church. You know what I'm saying? You can't just rely on God and religion to save you. You know what I'm saying? You gotta actually have a feasible army to protect that church. You know what I'm saying? So you need a team. You need people in place that do things that you can't do, or see things that you can't see.
Do you think there's such thing as a good and bad school system?
Such thing as a good and bad school system? Yeah, I think so.
So what makes a school system good and what makes it bad?
I think a good school system is one that is able to protect the students, able to feed them, able to give them an education and keep their attention, and able to stay updated with the times as far as the information. I think a bad school system is one that doesn't stay up to date with the times, giving them, books from the 90s and stuff like that. They just got no real cause for the kids. They just there for the money. They're just there for the paycheck. I think that's when it becomes a bad school system, when the teachers are mostly there for the paycheck instead of there for the kids. You gotta feed them.
What is the best way you maintain your mental health?
Best way I maintain my mental health is by social distancing.
So this is not a new thing for you. You've been social distancing?
I've been social distancing for a long time, because like it's your environment, people around you. Like, they say we got a crabs in the barrel mentality. So a lot of times the people around you or the environment around you, it can have a huge effect on your mental state. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times not so much what I do, is more so what the people around me are doing, and you can't change. The serenity prayers, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to accept the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. You know what I'm saying? So, me not being able to change how people are, I remove myself from those situations around, from the people that are, manipulative, negative. I try to remove myself from those situations so it don't even come to your head. I like to address things head on before we even get to that. You know what I'm saying?
That negative space.
Yeah, exactly. I just social distance, meditate, always thinking in a higher form of self. You exist in two forms. You exist in the lower self and you exist in the higher self. A lot of people feel it's more convenient to resort to the lower self because the results are more like instant. Yeah. But if you start to reinforce positivity, you'll see the results. The results are different. Like the love is different. Love overpowers hate, like by far.
How has fatherhood affected you as a person and as an artist?
As a person, it helped me grow a lot as a man. My priorities were a lot different when I was younger and I didn't have kids. I feel like I didn't have anybody who I was responsible for. So I was only responsible for my own actions. So as I got older and as I had kids, it helped me develop and start to see that the things that I do also affect my family. It affects a lot of things. As an artist, it helped me grow, and it's still continuing to help me grow by the content that I create. It's like I'm always in constant consciousness, in a state of consciousness to where I'm always thinking, always like 1,000 miles ahead. So I'm starting to think like, is the content that I create or is the music that I create, do I want my kids listening to, stuff like that. So it's like I'm starting to be more aware of the things that I say and how I approach things, you know what I'm saying? So I don't really necessarily use the B word in my vocabulary on a regular conversation day-to-day basis, but I will use it in my music from time to time, you get what I'm saying? Just giving a perspective and things that I'm familiar with, and it's like a force of habit pretty much, like the N-word, like it's like a force of habit for it's in our community. We start to do what's familiar to us. We start to go with the things that are more convenient, the things that are more appealing, as opposed to what's really real and things that can really affect people mentally and stuff. So it's been helping me a lot as far as treating others how you want to be treated, and do you want your kids to grow up in this type of world, in this type of environment? You know what I'm saying? So you gotta create the environment that you want your people to grow up in, or you want your people to rise in.
Definitely.
Take a village to raise a child.
It does. It really does.